Fat, flat, big boned, twig, you eat too much, you don't eat enough. How did you let yourself get so fat? You're sick, you're so skinny. How did you let yourself go? These are not even half of the comments I got and I still get. So let's talk about body shaming. So, what is normal or abnormal, and what is the average body standard? Who creates the beauty standards that we're supposed to follow today, and who created the ones that were supposed to be followed in the past? Probably the influence of the people on the media and the fashion world. Body shaming is the act of making inappropriate comments about another person's body, weight, or size. I grew up in a household where my own family would make comments about how big I am or how small I am and how I'm eating too much or how I'm not eating enough. I had a stepmother who would occasionally starve me as punishment, and I became very skinny. As a result, in class, whenever the topic of child abuse or malnutrition came along, I was always used as a visual example. And that pained me a lot. I was only 7 at the time. Then the teenage years came along and I gained so much weight. Because the body is changing and a lot of things are happening that we don't understand. I was among the biggest girls in my school. I loved being a scout and I loved playing certain sports. Being part of the scouts required me to go out for charity events, like the fundraising, the walks, the runs. And occasionally, I always got comments like, if you walked a little faster, you'll burn the fat. If you ran a little faster, you'll burn the fat. It sounds worse when translated to Kiswahili. Another comment I got was, the sun must be helping you to melt the fat in your body. And on top of all the comments, the physical education teacher, he had a habit of paying extra attention to those of us who were on the bigger side. He always made sure we worked a little extra. So along the way, I lost over 20 kilos, and I thought, now that I'm smaller, maybe I won't get the bad comments anymore. I won't be fat shamed anymore. But that wasn't the end of it. The comments shifted from fat shaming to skinny shaming. I used to be called a bag of bones. A lot of times people would come up to me and ask if I was sick, which at the time I lost weight, I just recovered from malaria. And now I'm at the point where I don't get society anymore. If you're fat, you're unhealthy. If you're skinny, you're still unhealthy. Now we don't just get the comments from people we know. These comments come from all over: strangers, friends, family, your partners, the media. And we take those comments harshly. Some of them are very harsh, but we take them on and we move on with life. At times, the harshest of them usually break us, but we still take them. But at some point, we just go numb and we create a wall around us just so that we can survive the day, week, month, or even year. Some of us crack and break, which makes us very insecure about ourselves. It makes us feel very self-conscious about ourselves. Nobody should have to live in a world where they're made to feel bad about their own bodies, especially considering how people are often so critical of their own appearance. And no, body shaming does not simply end at commenting on how someone's body looks like in a joking, even though it's in a joking remark, talking about what someone else should eat or how they should eat, giving advice on dieting or workouts when you're not asked, whether intentional or not. You shouldn't do that. We can all agree that no one is immune to societal pressures to look a certain way. The comments about one's body are totally unnecessary. Body shaming affects each and every one of us differently. One of the biggest effects is having an eating disorder, such as anorexia, bulimia, and simply just binge eating. I remember when I was in high school, just because I was plus size, I went to the point of trying to lose weight where I'd skip lunch just so that I wouldn't gain weight. I would have breakfast, skip lunch, and have a little bit of dinner. And I felt sick. I spent most of the days hungry, and it was tough. Some of us suffer from body dysmorphic disorder, where you may find yourself spending a lot of time obsessing over hiding or trying to correct what you see as flaws. We may get anxious and depressed to the point that we withdraw from ourselves or from others for a very long time or completely. So let's talk about a few ways we can help build body positivity. For one, we encourage a habit of cultivating self-love. Let's learn to replace negative comments and self-talk into something a bit more positive. And if you're a victim of body shaming, try reaching out to someone for help, someone you trust, someone you love, for a little bit of guidance and support. It isn't a bad idea. Also, let's treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, because you don't know what someone else is going through. We need to learn to embrace the power of our bodies. Our bodies work so hard to keep us alive and healthy and strong. So we need to learn to not let it go. As long as we are healthy, whatever everyone else says, it doesn't matter. And all we ask is, you can be judgmental, we can't stop you, we can't control you. But we ask that you keep your opinion to yourself. We don't need to know. Because first of all, you don't know what I'm going through. I don't know what you're going through. You don't know what led me to that point. You don't know what led me to gain or lose weight. So we would really appreciate it if maybe you just kept your comment to yourself. You can be critical, it's fine, but keep the comment to yourself. We know what we look like, we know what we feel like, we can be comfortable, maybe we are already not comfortable, your comment might make things worse. So if you can, just keep your comment to yourself, keep your judgment to yourself, learn to appreciate another person regardless of how they look like. Learn to appreciate God's creation, because we are all God's creation and we are built different and we all feel different, we all think differently. As long as the person is healthy, just be happy for them. So, on that note, please stay happy, healthy, and please love yourself so much. Love yourself, because there is no one like you and there is no one that can replace you. My name is Brenda Olam. Please support this channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing. It really helps a lot with the algorithm. Also, let's be kind to one another, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you and bye.